Bonjour à toutes et à tous et bienvenue dans You Speak Français. Welcome back to another Grammar Monday, les lundis Grammaire. And today we're going to learn how to make negative sentences in French. Let's start. There's a multiple way to make negative sentences in French. The most common one is simple negation, which is constructed as follow. Okay. So it's ne plus conjugated verb followed by pas. Okay? So, for example, I can say tu ne manges pas de pommes. You don't eat apple, right? Or you don't eat any apples. Another example could be je ne suis pas au bureau. I'm not at the office. Okay. Another example will be on n'est pas en septembre. We are not the month of September. So you would have noticed that ne can also change into an apostrophe if the verb starts with a vowel. Okay? So ne or an apostrophe. So that's number one. That's the most common way of making a negative sentence in French. Okay? Now, we have other way to make a negative sentence. Number two will be no more. Like when you want to say that you do no more or you have no more of something. In French, it will be ne plus, again, verb, conjugated, very important, conjugated verb, followed by plus, okay? Which in that case will mean no more or no longer. You're doing the action. Example, je ne fume plus. I don't smoke anymore or any longer, right? Another example could be je ne conduis plus. I don't drive anymore. So maybe before, but then you had an accident and you don't do it anymore. So that's number two. Another way to make a negative sentences will be never. Like when you don't do a thing, never. Okay? You never do a thing. It's better in English said that way. You never do a thing, right? In French, it will be double negation. So never is said jamais in French. So that would be ne, always, plus conjugated verb, followed by jamais, which means never. Okay? Example, elle ne boit jamais d'alcool. She never drinks alcohol. So you would have noticed that here it's double negation in French, whereas in English it's just never. But you have to keep the double negation in French, okay? Elle ne boit jamais d'alcool. I don't know. Another example. Vous ne lisez jamais. You never read, right? Okay, so that's number three. Number four, another way to make negative sentences will be nobody or anybody. So, ne, again, always double negation in French. Ne plus verb conjugated followed by personne, which means person means a person, so it can be a body or anybody if it's double negation, right? Example will be je ne connais personne. I don't know anybody. Another example can be tu ne vois personne. You don't see anybody. Okay? That would be an example. Obviously here, ne, as I explained earlier, can always, in all cases, turn into an apostrophe if the verb that follows starts with a vowel. Okay, it's in all the cases, right? Then number 5, another way to make a sentence, negative sentence will be nothing. Like I don't do nothing. It will be ne plus conjugated verb. Okay, again, followed by rien, which means literally nothing. Okay, so for example, you can say elle ne pense à rien. She thinks about nothing. Okay, so in French, double negation. Again, ne, rien. Another example can be nous ne voyons rien. We don't see anything. Okay, double negation once more. All right, so that's number 5. And number 6 way of making a negative sentence can be another way to make a sentence. Let me think. None. Like when you say I have no problem, I have none problem kind of meaning. So that will be again ne plus conjugated verb followed by aucun, which literally means none. Okay, example, je n'ai aucun problème. Obviously problème is singular because none, so zero, so cannot be multiple, right? Makes sense. Another example can be il n'a aucun ami. Same, right? Singular, as I explained, none, zero. But one thing with aucun is that it can change based on the gender. So it can be feminine or masculine depending on the object that follows. So for instance, il n'a aucun ami, but I could also say il n'a aucune amie. In that case, it's because ami meaning friend is a feminine version. So in the first one, il n'a aucun ami, he has no male friend, okay? In the second, il n'a aucune amie, it means he has no female friends, okay? So it can adapt based on the gender. That's very important. Only the gender, obviously. All right, so those are a few ways to make negative sentences. So let's recap. The most common and basic one is ne plus conjugated verb followed by pas. Remember, conjugated verb, it's very important because you'll see later on in like a compound tense, such as passé composé, plus que parfait. Those are conjugated with an auxiliary and followed by a participe passé. Participe passé is not a conjugation. So that in that type of cases, it will change. So just remember conjugated verb. Very important, okay? So number 1, ne plus conjugated verb, pas. Exemple, tu ne manges pas de pommes. You don't eat apple. Number 2, ne plus verb plus plus, okay? Je ne fume plus. I don't smoke any longer. Number 3, ne plus verb plus jamais. Never. So, elle ne boit jamais d'alcool. She never drinks alcohol, okay? Number 4, ne plus conjugated verb plus personne. Nobody, right? Je ne connais personne. I don't know anybody, or I know nobody, okay? Number 5, ne plus conjugated verb followed by rien, which means nothing. Example, elle ne pense à rien. She don't think about anything. Or she thinks nothing, which might be a bit weird in English. I'm actually not sure about this. And number 6, ne plus conjugated verb plus aucun. Aucun meaning none. So it can be aucun or aucune, feminine or masculine. Je n'ai aucun problème. I have no problem. Okay, none, I have no problem. Il n'a aucun ami. Il n'a aucune amie. Okay, if the object is female. overall, those are the type of sentences you can make in a negative meaning in French. There are some other particularities, some other forms. You can find those in a link down below, where you'll have a more complete lessons regarding negative sentences in French. You will also find a lot of examples and exercises to practice. In the meantime, if you want to do a few of those sentences and practice in the comment section, please leave your examples and I will try to correct them as soon as possible. And that's all for today. Je vous souhaite une bonne journée ou une bonne soirée et je vous dis à très bientôt. À bientôt.